Welcome to our channel. We are so glad you found your way here. Let us help you fall asleep. Let's begin with the quiet collapse of Sears, the corporate failure of the retail innovator. Take a slow, deep breath in and release it. Even the tallest towers eventually quiet down. Tonight, we gently explore the empty boardrooms and forgotten ambitions of the past. Your mind is calm, and we are ready to begin. A visionary start in 1892 marked the birth of Sears, an enterprise founded by Richard Warren Sears and Alva Curtis Roebuck. Their initial focus on mail-order catalogs emerged from a desire to connect consumers with a wide array of goods, transcending the limitations of traditional retail. This innovative method allowed individuals in remote areas to access products previously unavailable to them. The early catalogs showcased a diverse range of items, from watches to sewing machines. Enthusiasm for this approach flourished as it enabled the company to build a loyal customer base, all drawn to the convenience and affordability that it offered. The retail landscape began to shift as this model introduced the notion of a more inclusive shopping experience, allowing even the most isolated customers to participate in consumer culture. As the years progressed, the company expanded into brick-and-mortar stores, further solidifying its presence in the marketplace. This transition represented a strategic move, as physical locations allowed for greater visibility and customer interaction. The combination of catalog sales and retail outlets exemplified a forward-thinking business model, one that anticipated the evolving needs of consumers. The foundation laid during those early years would shape the trajectory of Sears, setting the stage for its eventual prominence in American retail history. The rise of the catalog marked a pivotal moment in the evolution of retail, offering a new way for consumers to access goods. This innovative approach allowed items to be showcased in printed form, enabling customers in remote regions to peruse selections from the comfort of their homes. The catalog became a crucial tool, bridging vast distances and transforming the shopping experience for millions. With a commitment to presenting a diverse array of products, it evolved into a comprehensive guide for consumers, featuring everything from clothing to household items. This expansive reach not only facilitated convenience, but also fostered a sense of equality among shoppers, who could access the same products regardless of their physical location. The efficiency of mail order streamlined purchasing processes, eliminating the need for lengthy trips to distant stores. As consumer demand surged, the catalog's influence grew, reflecting changing societal norms and preferences. It catered to an emerging consumer base that increasingly sought quality and variety. Marketing strategies adapted alongside these shifts, further embedding the catalog into the fabric of American life. This momentum would. Expansion strategies evolved as the company recognized the need to transition from mere catalogs to physical retail locations. The introduction of brick-and-mortar stores marked a pivotal shift, creating a tangible presence in communities across the nation. These establishments were designed to enhance customer experience, allowing individuals to interact with products before making purchases. Foot traffic became an essential metric, with each store aiming to capture the attention of passers-by. This approach not only diversified revenue streams, but also allowed for direct engagement with a growing consumer base. Locations sprawled across suburban landscapes, reflecting the post-war economic boom and the increasing mobility of the American populace. Despite initial success, challenges soon emerged. The rise of competitors and the changing dynamics of consumer behavior created pressures that were not fully anticipated. Shoppers began to seek convenience and affordability, leading to an increased reliance on discount retailers and online shopping platforms. As this shift gained traction, the once thriving stores began to see dwindling foot traffic. Overhead costs rose while sales figures declined, creating an unsustainable financial model. The brick-and-mortar expansion, originally a hallmark of strategic innovation, now stood as a monument to miscalculation, highlighting the fragile nature of retail success in an ever-evolving marketplace. World War II significantly shaped the trajectory of this retail giant, providing both challenges and opportunities. The demands of the war effort redirected consumer attention and resources, altering spending habits across the nation. During this period, the company adapted by emphasizing its catalog business, which proved resilient. With many consumers unable to shop in physical stores, the mail-order model flourished, ensuring that it remained a vital source of goods for American families. This adaptability led to remarkable growth in the early 40s, as the company capitalized on the increased demand for affordable clothing and household items. The war created a unique environment where frugality became a necessity, aligning perfectly with the brand's value proposition. Merchandise availability dwindled, and while this posed challenges, it also enabled the company to forge stronger relationships with suppliers and customers alike. Post-war, the landscape shifted once more. The return of soldiers and the economic boom facilitated a surge in consumer spending. Many flocked to newly established suburban areas, and competition intensified. The company expanded its physical footprint, opening new stores to cater to this growing demographic. The initial post-war success became a double-edged sword, revealing vulnerabilities that would later contribute to its decline. The lessons learned during these turbulent years would resonate for decades, illustrating the unpredictable nature of retail evolution. The expansion into diverse product lines marked a significant strategy for the fading company. Initially recognized for its watches and apparel, this retail innovator began to embrace a wider array of goods, including household appliances and electronics. This decision stemmed from the recognition of changing consumer needs and the desire to capture a larger market share. The introduction of appliances transformed the retail landscape, providing customers with one-stop shopping convenience. It became commonplace to browse for everything from refrigerators to lawnmowers under one roof. This diversification aimed to create a comprehensive shopping experience, enticing customers with varied interests and needs. Over time, the strategic shift reflected a response to competition from emerging discount retailers and specialty stores. The push for greater product variety was met with both enthusiasm and skepticism. While some welcomed the broader selection, others questioned the company's ability to maintain quality across such a wide-ranging inventory. Gradually, inventory management became increasingly complex. The challenge of balancing supply and demand led to inefficiencies, and the core identity of the brand began to blur. As the years progressed, these complexities would contribute to a decline in both customer loyalty and market relevance. The once innovative approach to product diversification would. The influence of retail trends in the 1960s would shape the trajectory of this retail innovator. It was during this period that consumer preferences began to shift dramatically. Emerging suburban lifestyles prompted a demand for convenience, leading to the rise of shopping malls and specialty stores. These new retail environments offered a curated shopping experience that captivated consumers, drawing them away from traditional department stores. This transition created a landscape where the once dominant giants faced increasing competition. Smaller, more agile retailers emerged, catering to specific niches and prioritizing customer experience. The appeal of personalized service and the allure of unique products became pivotal in attracting shoppers who sought more than just transactional interactions. In response, this fading company attempted to adapt, yet their efforts often fell short. While they introduced new lines and updated store layouts, the rapid evolution of consumer expectations was difficult to keep pace with. The allure of discount chains and the proliferation of brand-centric retailers further eroded their market share. The company found itself at a crossroads, caught between traditional retail practices and the new demands of an increasingly discerning consumer base. What once defined their success began to fray, leading to a gradual erosion of relevance amidst the shifting sands of retail trends. The establishment of the Sears credit card marked a significant financial innovation within the retail landscape. Introduced in 1972, it offered customers a means to purchase goods with credit, a concept that was gaining traction among consumers at the time. This initiative positioned the company as a pioneer, allowing it to capture a growing market of credit-savvy shoppers eager for convenience. This credit option not only facilitated immediate purchases, but also encouraged brand loyalty. Customers began to associate the card with the ease of shopping at Sears, reinforcing its standing as a household name. Initially, the retail giant flourished as the credit card became a staple in the wallets of millions, enhancing their shopping experience and solidifying the company's financial foothold. As the years progressed, the allure of the credit card began to wane. Competition intensified with the emergence of other financial products and services, diluting the once unique proposition that the Sears card offered. The economic landscape shifted, and consumers became more discerning, seeking lower rates and better rewards from various institutions. The once celebrated innovation now contributed to the company's financial entanglements. Rising consumer debt and increasing defaults mirrored the struggles faced by the fading company, revealing the fragile underpinnings of a once thriving retail powerhouse, now grappling with its legacy. The legacy of the fading company led to an intriguing pivot into real estate. Seeking to leverage its extensive portfolio, it transitioned from a retail-centric model to a property-centric approach. This strategy involved the selling off of many retail outlets, converting them into valuable assets in the property market. The vast locations, once buzzing with consumers, transformed into real estate opportunities, attracting investors looking for strategic acquisitions. These properties, often located in prime urban areas, became symbols of ambition in a time of uncertainty. The decision to embrace this new identity was driven by necessity, as store closures proliferated and foot traffic dwindled. The ambition to become a property mogul reflected a desperate attempt to salvage the remnants of its former retail glory. Many of these locations were repurposed, hosting a variety of tenants, from small businesses to larger corporate entities. This diversification aimed to generate consistent revenue streams, offsetting losses from dwindling retail operations. The transformation was not without challenges. Market fluctuations and changing consumer preferences often complicated the endeavor. As time progressed, this strategic shift highlighted the tenuous nature of its survival. Property management required a different skill set, one that contrasted sharply with its retail foundation. The once mighty titan now navigated a landscape marked by uncertainty and evolving market demands. This expansion into automotive services represented a strategic attempt to diversify offerings and adapt to shifting consumer needs. In the late 1970s, the introduction of Sears automotive centers aimed to capitalize on the growing demand for convenient car maintenance and repair. These centers provided a range of services, from basic tire installations to more complex engine diagnostics. The initiative was met with initial enthusiasm, as customers welcomed the idea of one-stop shopping. It allowed families to manage household needs alongside vehicle maintenance within the same trusted brand. This approach echoed the company's historical legacy of innovation and customer service. Despite the promising start, challenges soon emerged. Competition in the automotive service sector intensified, with specialized providers gaining market share. Rising expectations from consumers also placed pressure on service quality and pricing. As operational costs rose, it became increasingly difficult to maintain profitability in this segment. These automotive centers, once symbols of Sears' ambition, began to exhibit signs of decline. The aging infrastructure and lack of significant investment led to deteriorating facilities and customer experiences. This shift reflected a broader pattern of missed opportunities within the company, underscoring the struggle to keep pace with evolving market dynamics. As the automotive venture faltered, it became yet another chapter in the slow unraveling of a once revered retail innovator. The Fading Company once captivated consumers through a series of iconic marketing campaigns that defined its brand identity. These advertisements transformed retail shopping into an experience, inviting customers into a world of possibilities. Catchy jingles and memorable slogans became ubiquitous, etching themselves into the cultural landscape. The message resonated far beyond mere products. It conveyed a sense of belonging and community. Promotional materials showcased a diverse range of merchandise, from appliances to clothing, appealing to various demographics. The clever use of print media, television spots, and radio broadcasts ensured maximum reach. The catalog served as a fundamental element, a cherished publication that connected families with the latest trends and innovations. It was a source of pride for many households. Over time, these efforts began to lose their potency. The market landscape shifted dramatically with the advent of digital advertising and e-commerce, leaving traditional methods feeling antiquated. As competitors embraced new technologies, the Fading Company struggled to adapt. Advertising budgets were slashed, and campaigns became less frequent and less engaging, leading to diminished brand visibility. This decline in marketing effectiveness reflected a broader struggle within the organization. What was once a beacon of retail success became increasingly overshadowed by more agile and modern competitors, contributing to the overall deterioration of the entity's market position. The evolution of consumer habits prompted shifts within the retail landscape, manifesting prominently in the emergence of shopping malls. These sprawling complexes offered a curated shopping experience that attracted foot traffic in ways traditional storefronts could not. As this phenomenon gained traction, it became evident that the Fading Company struggled to adapt to the new preferences of shoppers who sought convenience and variety under one roof. Declining foot traffic in once bustling department stores mirrored the waning influence of the brand. This region, known for its abundant retail options, now showcased a stark contrast between the modern shopping experience and the outdated offerings of the entity. Competition intensified as other retailers embraced the mall model, enhancing their appeal with entertainment, dining, and an engaging atmosphere. Despite efforts to revitalize its storefronts, the company found itself increasingly out of sync with a generation that prioritized experiences over traditional shopping. The once celebrated catalog, a symbol of innovation, became less relevant as digital platforms emerged, shifting consumer behaviors toward online purchasing. This transition further eroded the retail giant's standing, replacing in-person visits with clicks and swipes. These developments collectively illustrated the challenges faced by the Fading Company, revealing an inability to navigate the rapidly changing retail environment while the world around it transformed. The acquisition of Kmart marked a pivotal moment in the strategic landscape of the Fading Company. This decision, intended as a means to bolster market presence and revitalize operations, instead illuminated deeper vulnerabilities within the organization. The merger was framed as a pathway to recovery, yet it often appeared as a desperate bid to maintain relevance in an increasingly competitive sector. Post-acquisition, efforts to integrate the two brands revealed significant operational challenges. The complexities of merging corporate cultures and aligning business practices led to confusion, inefficiencies, and a lack of coherent direction. These difficulties highlighted an absence of clarity regarding brand identity and customer engagement, which further alienated loyal patrons. In this period, the retail landscape was evolving with the rise of e-commerce, yet the strategies employed remained more traditional in nature. The fading company struggled to adapt to the shift in consumer behavior, which increasingly favored convenience and accessibility. Instead of innovating, they often resorted to cost-cutting measures that eroded the customer experience. Amidst these challenges, the once prominent name began to see a decline in foot traffic and sales. The integration of Kmart did not yield the expected revitalization. Rather, it underscored a growing disconnect between the corporate vision and the realities of the retail market, contributing to an ongoing trajectory of decline. The introduction of the internet marked a pivotal moment in retail history, presenting both opportunities and challenges. Sears, once a titan of innovation, ventured into the online marketplace with cautious optimism in the late 1990s. They recognized the potential of digital commerce, launching their initial online platform to engage a new generation of consumers. This decision was an attempt to harness the shifting dynamics of shopping behavior. As digital transactions grew in popularity, the initial response to Sears' online presence was promising. Customers found convenience in browsing catalogs from home, and early sales figures reflected a sense of hope that the brand could reclaim its relevance. Yet beneath this surface-level success, deeper issues began to emerge. The website struggled to capture the essence of the in-store experience, often failing to provide the expected product range or customer service. It became apparent that while the internet offered a new frontier, it also magnified existing vulnerabilities. Competitors, particularly those who emerged as e-commerce leaders, quickly outpaced Sears by adapting to the digital landscape with agility and innovation. This growing competition highlighted the limitations of Sears' online strategy, exposing significant gaps between their offerings and customer expectations. The initial ventures, instead of securing a foothold in the digital era, became a harbinger of an impending decline marked by misalignment and missed opportunities. The emergence of formidable competitors altered the landscape, drawing attention away from the fading company. Walmart's innovative approaches to supply chain management and customer service redefined expectations. This retail giant introduced a model emphasizing efficiency and cost-effectiveness, which resonated deeply with consumers. As it expanded relentlessly, shoppers flocked to the promise of lower prices and one-stop convenience. In this environment, the fading company struggled to maintain relevance. A once thriving presence found itself overshadowed by a competitor that catered adeptly to shifting consumer demands. The focus on volume and streamlined operations proved more appealing than the traditional department store experience. With each passing year, the gap widened, starkly illustrating the consequences of stagnation. This region, once bustling with activity and innovation, began to witness the slow decay of familiar signs. Stores stood empty, their windows dusty and uninviting. The rapid ascent of Walmart symbolized a shift in retail dynamics, highlighting the importance of adaptability. Those who failed to pivot found themselves left behind, trapped in outdated business models. Consumers, increasingly drawn to the reliability and accessibility offered by newer players, began to redefine loyalty. The fading company was unable to capture this transformation. As competitors flourished, the contrast laid bare the consequences of a lack of foresight and strategic evolution in an ever-changing marketplace. The catalog business, once a hallmark of innovation, began to erode as the digital landscape expanded. This region, once bustling with eager consumers flipping through glossy pages, now stood in quiet decline. The onset of the internet reshaped consumer expectations, introducing convenience and immediacy that print could not match. While competitors embraced this shift, they adapted their offerings to engage a more tech-savvy audience. This gradual transition left the catalog struggling to maintain relevance. Consumers gravitated toward digital platforms, where browsing and purchasing became seamless experiences. The once thriving catalog, filled with detailed product descriptions and vibrant images, was rendered obsolete by the allure of online shopping. The failure to pivot effectively underscored a critical miscalculation. As the digital marketplace flourished, it became increasingly clear that the catalogs were more than just outdated. They symbolized a broader disconnect between the company and the evolving preferences of its customer base. The lingering scent of nostalgia could not breathe life into a rapidly fading business model. In this shifting environment, the once strong presence of the catalog dwindled into a mere echo of its former self. With each passing year, the remnants of this once revered marketing tool faded further into obscurity, leaving behind a stark reminder of the cost of inertia in an age defined by rapid technological advancement. The 1990s marked a crucial turning point for the fading company, where ambition overshadowed prudent management. An aggressive expansion strategy unfolded, characterized by an influx of new stores across the United States. This pursuit of growth, however, was poorly aligned with the shifting landscape of consumer preferences. Shopping habits evolved as customers gravitated toward more modern, convenient retail options. The influx of new locations strained resources, diverting attention from core operations. This era saw a significant misallocation of capital, with investments spread thinly across numerous projects. Initiatives aimed at modernizing the brand often fell short, resulting in stores that felt disjointed and outdated. The once loyal customer base began to dwindle as competitors embraced innovation and customer-centric practices. This decline was further exacerbated by a lack of cohesive vision among leadership. Decisions made in isolation led to fragmentation, undermining the company's ability to present a unified front. The retail environment became increasingly hostile, with the emergence of discount retailers drawing away price-sensitive shoppers. Their streamlined operations and focus on efficiency only highlighted the inefficiencies that were creeping into the fading company's operations. As the decade progressed, the consequences of overexpansion and mismanagement became painfully evident, setting the stage for a prolonged struggle in the years to come. The leadership of Edward Brennan marked a pivotal chapter in this unfolding narrative. His tenure, characterized by a vision aimed at revitalizing the fading company, sought to adapt to the rapidly changing retail landscape. Under his guidance, efforts were made to streamline operations, yet they often seemed mismatched against the mounting challenges. Enhancements to logistics and inventory management were introduced, reflecting a desire to modernize. Brennan's strategic decisions, while ambitious, did not resonate with the inherent culture of the organization. This region, historically known for its strong community ties and customer-focused approach, began to experience a dissonance. Many employees found themselves grappling with the transformative pace, leading to a disjointed operational environment. The disconnect between vision and execution became increasingly apparent as the years progressed. Despite attempts to revitalize the brand, the marketplace continued to shift. Competitors emerged, capitalizing on digital advancements and evolving consumer preferences. The erosion of market share was palpable. Store closures began to multiply, and it became clear that the measures implemented were insufficient. The once innovative retail giant struggled to maintain relevance. As these challenges mounted, questions arose regarding the effectiveness of leadership decisions. The delicate balance between vision and the realities of a changing market became a focal point in the narrative of decline. The luxury appeal that once defined this iconic retailer began to fade, leading to a gradual erosion of brand identity. Over time, it expanded its product offerings, reaching into low-cost, mainstream markets that attracted a diverse customer base. This decision, while initially appearing beneficial, inadvertently diluted the company's prestige. The original allure of high-quality merchandise started to dissipate, replaced by a perception of mediocrity. The shelves that were once lined with premium brands began to showcase a wider array of budget options. This shift was met with ambivalence from long-standing customers who had come to associate the name with exceptional quality and service. As the years progressed, the once loyal clientele began to seek alternatives, gravitating towards retailers that maintained a more exclusive and refined image. With each passing season, the disconnect widened. Marketing strategies struggled to reconcile the dual identities the company had adopted. Promotional campaigns aimed at emphasizing affordability often clashed with residual expectations of luxury. The internal culture shifted as well, with employees tasked to navigate an increasingly complex brand narrative, resulting in confusion and disengagement. In this environment, profitability waned, and the ability to inspire consumer loyalty diminished. The fading company stood in stark contrast to its storied past, illustrating the challenges that arise when luxury is sacrificed for volume. Management became increasingly complex as the volume of products expanded while standards began to erode. Shelves once stocked with an array of carefully curated items now overflowed with excess, leading to a lack of coherence in the offerings. This region, once a hub of customer engagement and satisfaction, transformed into a chaotic labyrinth of products, many of which languished without purpose. Inventory management became a growing crisis as the balance between supply and demand was disrupted. Staff found themselves inundated with stock that failed to resonate with consumers. Products that had once been staples of the local community now sat untouched, their relevance slipping into obscurity. This disconnection between inventory and customer desire resulted in inefficiencies that strained resources. The logistical challenges of maintaining vast warehouses filled with unsold merchandise grew more pronounced, revealing a systemic inability to adapt. Moreover, technology, once a beacon of hope, became another layer of difficulty. Efforts to implement sophisticated inventory systems faltered, leaving employees to grapple with outdated processes. Sales data, intended to inform purchasing decisions, often proved unreliable or misinterpreted, compounding the issue. As these internal struggles continued, the external environment shifted rapidly, leaving the fading company unable to respond effectively, trapped within its own overwhelming stockpile of challenges. The 2000s marked a significant decline in sales and market share for this once revered retail giant. Consumer preferences began to pivot towards more agile competitors, favoring convenience and accessibility, while this entity remained anchored to its sprawling, antiquated store formats. With every passing quarter, the numbers reflected a stark reality. Revenues dwindled as foot traffic diminished, and the once bustling aisles grew eerily quiet. Management's attempts to rejuvenate the brand included promotional campaigns and store renovations. These efforts, however, proved insufficient against the tide of change. Shoppers gravitated towards the rising dominance of online marketplaces, leaving traditional retail models increasingly vulnerable. The expansive catalog, once a hallmark of innovation, became a burden, an emblem of a time long past. In this shifting landscape, market share contracted, leading to further price slashing in an effort to retain customer interest. Yet, it only drew a deeper chasm between the company and its intended audience. Employee morale waned as uncertainty enveloped the workforce, and layoffs became a common strategy. The fabric of corporate culture frayed under the weight of these challenges, leaving a lingering sense of despair within the organization. All these factors contributed to a slow but steady descent into obscurity, marking the 2000s as a pivotal period of decline for the fading entity. The introduction of the Sears Tower represented a moment of bold ambition, a towering symbol of corporate hubris that encapsulated the aspirations of its time. Rising majestically above the Chicago skyline, this monumental structure was intended to reflect the company's dominance and innovation in the retail sector. Its sleek design and unprecedented height served as a physical manifestation of the confidence held by its executives, who believed that they were at the forefront of a retail revolution. This region, once vibrant with life and commerce, now bears witness to the duality of such ambition. The tower, filled with empty offices and vacant storefronts, stands as a stark contrast to the bustling marketplace it was meant to invigorate. The irony of its grandeur is evident, as it became a reminder of the disconnect between lofty ideals and tangible outcomes. As economic pressures mounted and consumer preferences shifted, the very edifice that symbolized triumph began to embody loss. Tenants vacated their spaces, and the once bustling lobbies fell silent, echoing the slow unraveling of the enterprise. The structure, while still visually striking, now serves as a monument to the fleeting nature of corporate success, reflecting a narrative of ambition unmoored from reality. This environment of decline persists, overshadowing the ambitions that once soared so high. The implications of Kmart's 2005 bankruptcy reverberated throughout the retail landscape, casting a long shadow over the declining company. Once a formidable competitor, Kmart's downfall highlighted vulnerabilities within the broader retail sector. The acquisition of Kmart by Sears in 2005 was initially perceived as a strategic merger intended to revitalize both brands. Instead, it became emblematic of a deeper malaise affecting the entire retail industry. This merger, rather than creating synergies, inadvertently exposed the weaknesses inherent in both operations. With dwindling foot traffic and increased competition from e-commerce, the combined entity struggled to establish a cohesive identity. Stores became increasingly outdated, reflecting years of underinvestment. The once vibrant aisles now stood still, populated by products that failed to resonate with a changing consumer base. Financial strain intensified, leading to significant layoffs and store closures. The scent of disarray lingered in the air, a testament to mismanagement and the inability to adapt to shifting market dynamics. Each passing quarter unveiled deeper losses, sending ripples of concern among stakeholders. The fading company, once a titan of retail, found itself grappling with the remnants of its former glory, as the fallout from Kmart's bankruptcy served as a stark reminder of the industry's relentless evolution. The merger, a significant step intended to revitalize both entities, instead revealed the complexities inherent in corporate integration. This union, born from necessity, lacked the cohesive vision required to harmonize the strengths and weaknesses of each brand. Fragmented leadership and divergent corporate cultures created an atmosphere of disarray, where the potential for synergy remained unrealized. Store layouts from both chains clashed under the same roof, resulting in an incoherent shopping experience. Customers, accustomed to the distinct identities of each retailer, were met with confusion instead of clarity. The once innovative merchandising strategies of Sears began to feel outdated alongside Kmart's diminished appeal, further alienating a customer base that had already begun to dwindle. Operational inefficiencies proliferated, with overlapping inventory and redundant administrative structures draining resources rather than optimizing them. This environment stifled agility, making it increasingly difficult to respond to shifting consumer preferences. The integration failed to address the need for modernization, leaving both brands vulnerable in a rapidly evolving retail landscape. Amidst these challenges, the once promising alliance eroded investor confidence. Stock prices fell, and a reputation for reliability deteriorated. The combined entity, stripped of its former prestige, became a case study in how ambition can falter in the face of neglect and misalignment, marking a significant chapter in the narrative of corporate decline. Private labels emerged as a pivotal element in the changing landscape of retail. Initially, these products offered consumers a cost-effective alternative to national brands, which began to erode the perceived value of established names. This shift in consumer perception created an environment where quality became synonymous with affordability rather than prestige. In this evolving market, it was evident that the once venerated brand struggled to maintain its foothold. It could not compete with the growing allure of these private labels, which promised similar or superior quality at a lower price point. The fading company found itself in a precarious position, caught between the need to innovate and the weight of legacy. Retail spaces that once showcased their signature offerings began to feel dated, as shoppers gravitated toward the freshness of private label selections. This change fostered a sense of disconnection. Loyalty waned as consumers prioritized value and convenience over brand heritage. With each passing season, the gap widened. The decline was not merely a loss of market share, but an erosion of trust and identity that had taken decades to build. As private labels flourished, the once ambitious enterprise faced an existential crisis, struggling to redefine its place in a world that no longer recognized its significance. The repercussions of the 2008 financial crisis reverberated throughout the retail sector, with particular severity affecting legacy companies. Consumer confidence plummeted, leading to drastic shifts in spending habits. Many individuals tightened their budgets, seeking bargains and prioritizing essential goods over discretionary purchases. This environment, increasingly hostile to traditional retailers, presented a formidable challenge for those who had flourished in more prosperous times. In this climate, the fading company struggled to maintain its foothold. Sales dwindled as shoppers flocked to discount stores and online platforms that offered more competitive pricing. The allure of convenience and variety on digital marketplaces drew customers away, eroding the once loyal consumer base. As revenue streams dwindled, the impact was felt in every facet of the business. Store closures became commonplace, a quiet testament to the shifting landscape. Employees faced uncertainty as layoffs followed the contraction. These ruins of what was once a retail giant stood as silent witnesses to the transformation of consumer behavior. With each passing season, it became increasingly clear that the strategies employed by the once revered Innovator were insufficient to combat the sustained pressures of a changing market. The legacy of the enterprise faded further into obscurity, a poignant reminder of the fragility inherent in the retail industry. In this region, the decline of in-store foot traffic became a pervasive issue, affecting not only the fading company, but also countless others within the retail sector. As consumer habits shifted towards online shopping, brick-and-mortar establishments struggled to adapt. The once bustling aisles, filled with the sounds of commerce, grew eerily quiet, echoing the absence of patrons. This trend illustrated a broader transformation in shopping behavior, where convenience and speed took precedence over the traditional retail experience. Many enterprises faced the harsh reality of dwindling customer visits, leading to significant revenue losses. The empty spaces that once housed vibrant displays became stark reminders of the past. Retailers attempted to counteract this trend by enhancing their in-store experiences, introducing loyalty programs and exclusive promotions. Yet, these efforts often fell short, unable to entice consumers back into the physical stores. The impact of this decline resonated across the supply chain, affecting manufacturers and logistics providers, further compounding the challenges faced by these retailers. In this climate, the once innovative strategies that had propelled the enterprise to success now seemed outdated, unable to respond effectively to the evolving demands of consumers. The gradual erosion of foot traffic served as a critical signal, marking the end of an era for many established names within the industry. The emergence of e-commerce fundamentally altered the landscape of retail, presenting challenges that proved insurmountable for many traditional stores. This transition saw a rapid shift in consumer behavior. Shoppers increasingly gravitated towards the convenience of online platforms, leaving brick-and-mortar establishments struggling to adapt. The fading company found itself at a crossroads, navigating an environment where digital innovation dictated success. While competitors embraced technology, enhancing their online presence and streamlining the shopping experience, it lagged behind. The once pioneering retailer faced difficulties in establishing a robust e-commerce strategy, failing to capture the market share that rapidly expanding online giants claimed. The clunky interface of its website reflected a hesitance to evolve, further alienating a generation of consumers accustomed to seamless digital experiences. This region, once bustling with customers exploring aisles filled with merchandise, now stood eerily quiet. Disappointment overshadowed nostalgia as previously loyal patrons sought alternatives that met their needs more effectively. Sales declined steadily, exacerbated by a lack of investment in logistics, which left it unable to compete with the efficient delivery systems of its rivals. As time progressed, the void left by declining sales became increasingly apparent, marking a significant chapter in the history of retail. The struggle to adapt to a new era of shopping showcased the profound consequences of failing to embrace change. Leadership decisions often dictate the trajectory of a company, and in this case, the chain of poor choices became a hallmark of decline. A lack of clear vision permeated the upper echelons, resulting in disjointed strategies that failed to address evolving consumer needs. Executives prioritized short-term gains over sustainable growth, leading to the gradual erosion of brand identity. The once innovative company saw its leadership become mired in a conservative approach, resisting the necessary investment in digital platforms. This reluctance translated into an inability to compete with agile competitors who easily captured market share through e-commerce. Initiatives that could have revitalized the brand were consistently sidelined, overshadowed by a focus on maintaining outdated business models. Financial mismanagement further exacerbated the situation. Resources were diverted toward unprofitable stores, draining capital that could have been allocated to transformative projects. The repercussions echoed throughout the organization as employee morale dwindled and talent fled to more forward-thinking companies. In this environment of stagnation, consumer trust eroded. The once familiar landscape transformed into a series of empty aisles, reflecting a disconnect between leadership and the marketplace. Each misstep created a ripple effect, compounding the challenges that would. Each misstep created a ripple effect, compounding the challenges that would. The company's innovative approach to e-commerce disrupted traditional retail frameworks. Leveraging technology and a deep understanding of consumer behavior, it streamlined the shopping experience. With vast inventories, personalized recommendations, and swift delivery systems, Amazon captured the attention of millions. This evolution altered the competitive landscape, forcing established retailers to reassess their strategies. The impact on this fading company became increasingly pronounced. As foot traffic dwindled and sales declined, the once revered brand struggled to adapt. Deep-rooted infrastructural challenges exacerbated the situation, as legacy systems proved incompatible with the rapid technological advancements of the digital age. Promotional efforts grew less effective, unable to entice shoppers who had embraced an entirely new retail paradigm. The allure of online shopping diminished the relevance of brick-and-mortar locations. While one entity thrived, others faced an unrelenting decline, unable to pivot swiftly enough to reclaim market share. In this evolving landscape, the lessons of adaptation and innovation became starkly evident. The rise of online retail giants signaled a new era, leaving many former leaders in the dust. The closure of flagship stores marked a poignant symbol of decline. These once bustling locations served as beacons of retail innovation, embodying the spirit of a company that once thrived in a competitive marketplace. As they shuttered their doors, echoes of the past reverberated through empty aisles and vacant parking lots. Each closure represented not just a loss of physical space, but also a significant shift in consumer behavior, as shoppers gravitated toward the convenience of digital platforms. These iconic structures, often found in urban centers, were designed to attract foot traffic with elaborate displays and extensive product offerings. With their disappearance, a sense of nostalgia permeated the air, reminding the community of a time when this company was synonymous with quality and service. The loss of these stores also highlighted a broader trend in the retail sector, where traditional business models became increasingly untenable. Amid the decline, the remaining stores struggled to adapt, facing mounting pressures from evolving consumer preferences and changing market dynamics. The once prominent signage became a stark reminder of what had been lost, with each closing representing not merely a failed location but a fading legacy. As the last customers exited, the silence that filled the space captured the essence of a brand in retreat, grappling with an uncertain future. Social media emerged as a formidable force, altering the landscape of brand reputation. Instantaneous communication enabled consumers to voice opinions, share experiences, and critique businesses in real time. This immediacy magnified the impact of customer dissatisfaction, with negative sentiments spreading rapidly across platforms. It became increasingly challenging for brands to control their narratives as public perception shifted at an unprecedented pace. In this region, once vibrant storefronts became embattled against the barrage of online commentary. Customers no longer relied solely on traditional advertising or word of mouth. They turned to digital platforms where reviews and ratings dictated purchasing decisions. The fading company struggled to adapt as its established strategies faltered under the weight of evolving consumer expectations. Images of empty aisles and dwindling inventory circulated online, reinforcing negative perceptions. Competitors capitalized on the opportunity, presenting themselves as more attuned to modern customer needs. It became evident that reputation was no longer confined to physical presence, but was intricately woven into the digital fabric of society. The struggle for relevance intensified, with each misstep documented and amplified. In a world where every interaction was scrutinized, the once revered brand found itself ensnared in a cycle of erosion. Trust once taken for granted began to dissolve, leaving behind a legacy marred by uncertainty and decline. A historic low point arrived in 2013, marking an important moment in the timeline of the fading company. The decision to file for bankruptcy protection represented a culmination of years of mismanagement and shifting consumer preferences. This action signified not only a legal maneuver, but also a deep-seated acknowledgement that the traditional retail model had faltered. Amidst the familiar aisles that once thrived with bustling shoppers, silence began to settle, punctuated only by echoes of footfalls on cracked linoleum. Diminishing stock options and dwindling sales figures contributed to an atmosphere of inevitability. The once esteemed brand found itself fighting against a relentless tide of online competition, unable to adapt to the rapid evolution of consumer behavior. Locations across the nation, once beacons of commerce, began to shutter their doors, transforming into hollow shells encased in dust and memories. Thousands of employees faced uncertainty as severance packages were discussed in hushed tones, overshadowed by a profound sense of loss. The emotional weight of this decline permeated through communities as local economies strained under the absence of a once reliable employer. This event did not just signify a corporate failure, it reflected a broader transformation in retail, where the inability to innovate became painfully apparent. the legacy of Sears would now serve as a cautionary tale for future generations. The asset liquidation strategy marked a pivotal moment in the decline of this once prominent retail giant. Properties that had long been vestiges of success transformed into instruments of survival. Locations in urban centers, once bustling with customers, became available for purchase, signaling a shift in priorities. Each sale represented not merely a transaction, but a calculated attempt to stabilize a deteriorating financial situation. Valuable real estate, with its prime locations, drew interest from developers and investors eager to capitalize on the potential for revitalization. This region, where retail once thrived, now echoed with the footsteps of those who once filled the aisles. The decision to divest such assets was not taken lightly. It underscored the desperation that had set in. Each property sold contributed to a temporary financial reprieve, allowing the company a fleeting breath of financial air. Yet, as more locations closed their doors, the brand's identity frayed. These transactions symbolized a retreat from the market, further alienating loyal customers. The vast parking lots, once filled with vehicles, became stark reminders of an era that had slipped away. A strategy that was intended to restore strength instead illustrated the depth of decline. With each sale, a piece of the company's storied past was relinquished, leaving behind only a shadow of its former self. Investors took notice as hedge funds acquired significant stakes in the failing entity, seeking to capitalize on the remnants of its legacy. This influx of capital was initially perceived as a potential turning point, a lifeline for a once mighty name. Yet, the reality proved more complex. The financial maneuvers often prioritized short-term gains over sustainable growth, leading to decisions that further eroded the foundation. The relentless pressure to deliver immediate results manifested in aggressive cost-cutting measures. This included the closure of numerous locations, which stripped away the very essence of community connection that had once defined it. These actions contributed to a diminished presence in the market, with empty storefronts serving as stark reminders of what once thrived. As time progressed, the influence of hedge funds became increasingly apparent. They installed management teams focused on rapid restructuring, often neglecting the core values that had fostered customer loyalty for generations. This shift alienated longtime patrons who found themselves distanced from the brand they once cherished. In this region, the once bustling aisles became desolate corridors, echoing with the remnants of enthusiasm now replaced by uncertainty. The financial strategies that were intended to revive this fading company instead accelerated its decline, leaving behind a legacy marked by missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential. Store closures resulted in significant repercussions for local economies, where once vibrant storefronts now stood vacant. These spaces, once filled with customers, became stark reminders of a bygone era of retail prosperity. Employment opportunities diminished as layoffs ensued, displacing countless workers who had devoted years to the company. The ripple effect soon manifested, with ancillary businesses suffering alongside the shuttered locations. Local suppliers, once reliant on regular orders, faced uncertainty as demand waned. The decline of foot traffic contributed to a sharper downturn in sales for nearby establishments, leading to an overall erosion of community vitality. This region, once bustling with economic activity, witnessed a gradual transformation into a landscape of economic desolation. The loss of a major employer also altered the socioeconomic fabric, diminishing disposable income for residents. With fewer job prospects, families strained to balance budgets, leading to a decline in consumer spending. Empty storefronts became symbols of stagnation, fostering an atmosphere of uncertainty and apprehension among remaining businesses. The gradual exodus of residents seeking better employment opportunities further exacerbated the situation. As demographics shifted, local governments faced dwindling tax revenues, complicating efforts to maintain essential services. This cycle of decline perpetuated itself as the community struggled to adapt to the evolving economic landscape, leaving behind a legacy of lost potential. Consumer perception began to shift significantly as dissatisfaction grew. This change was subtle at first, manifesting in whispers among shoppers in this region. A slow erosion of trust emerged, marked by declining foot traffic and a growing reluctance to visit once familiar aisles. The fading company, once a titan of retail, grappled with an identity crisis that became increasingly evident. Quality concerns crept into conversations as patrons began to associate the brand with outdated merchandise and inadequate customer service. These sentiments spread, bolstered by the rise of agile competitors who understood the necessity of rapid innovation. The allure of the brand diminished, overshadowed by a perception that it could no longer meet the demands of a more discerning consumer base. Online retail became the new standard, leaving the traditional storefront struggling to keep pace. This region, once bustling with activity, saw empty spaces where the brand once dominated. The once loyal customer base began to seek alternatives, drawn to retailers that offered not only goods but an engaging shopping experience. It became evident that the company was no longer synonymous with reliability or trendsetting. Marketing efforts attempted to rekindle interest, yet these initiatives often felt disconnected from what consumers truly desired. The gap widened, further isolating the fading company from its core audience, marking a profound transformation in consumer loyalty and brand perception. The decline became increasingly evident as customer experience took center stage in retail. The fading company struggled to adapt, missing critical opportunities to enhance interactions with its clientele. It neglected to modernize its stores, which remained cluttered and outdated, failing to create an inviting atmosphere that would appeal to a new generation of shoppers. Competitors embraced innovation, implementing sleek designs and streamlined processes that made shopping enjoyable and efficient. Amidst this shifting landscape, they failed to recognize the vital role of personalization in consumer engagement. While other retailers leveraged data to tailor experiences and offer relevant recommendations, this particular enterprise remained stagnant, offering a one-size-fits-all approach that failed to resonate. The absence of a cohesive omnichannel strategy further alienated customers. Shoppers increasingly sought seamless transitions between physical and digital experiences, yet this organization offered a disjointed approach that frustrated potential buyers. Many found themselves unable to complete transactions smoothly, leading to abandoned carts and lost sales. Feedback mechanisms were often ignored, leaving valuable insights unrecognized. Customers expressed dissatisfaction with their experiences, but the fading company remained detached, unable to pivot based on their needs. This reluctance to embrace change solidified its decline, reinforcing the perception of a once innovative brand that had lost touch with the very people it sought to serve. The inability to adapt to technological advancements further exacerbated the downturn. Competitors, equipped with digital platforms and e-commerce strategies, capitalized on the shifting landscape of retail. This company lagged behind, maintaining a reliance on brick-and-mortar establishments while neglecting the rise of online shopping. The reluctance to invest in a robust digital infrastructure sealed its fate, leaving a widening gap between it and the more agile players in the industry. As customer preferences evolved towards convenience and immediacy, it remained anchored in outdated methodologies. The failure to integrate technology into operations resulted in inefficiencies that eroded profit margins. Inventory systems, once heralded for their innovation, became antiquated and cumbersome, hindering the ability to respond swiftly to market demands. This region, once bustling with shoppers, began to mirror the decline of the organization itself. The empty aisles reflected a broader societal shift, where consumers increasingly sought experiences that aligned with their digital lives. Engagement through social media platforms, personalized online shopping, and seamless delivery options became the new standard. It became apparent that failure to innovate not only impacted sales, but the very essence of the brand's identity, the disconnect between what it offered and what consumers desired. The cultural shifts in retail began to reshape consumer expectations, creating a gap that the fading company struggled to bridge. Traditional shopping experiences became less appealing as new generations sought convenience, immediacy, and personalization. This region witnessed a surge in e-commerce platforms, which provided an effortless shopping experience, contrasting sharply with the cumbersome processes often found in brick-and-mortar establishments. With the rise of digital natives, retail landscapes transformed. These consumers valued transparency, sustainability, and innovative technologies that improved their purchasing journeys. Retailers that embraced these values prospered, fostering brand loyalty among a demographic eager for new connections. The fading company, however, remained anchored in outdated practices, unable to pivot towards the emerging demands of its customer base. Attempts to update product lines and marketing strategies fell short, often perceived as too little, too late. The legacy of a once revered innovator became overshadowed by competitors adept at harnessing social media and data-driven insights. This shift in consumer behavior emphasized the importance of a tailored approach, something the fading company failed to deliver. As the years progressed, the gap widened further. What was once a dominant player in the retail landscape became a relic, struggling to adapt and facing a myriad of challenges. Supply chain disruptions emerged as critical factors contributing to the decline. Once lauded for its efficient logistics and extensive distribution network, this institution found itself grappling with complexities that hindered its operations. Manufacturing partners increasingly struggled to meet production demands, resulting in inventory shortages. These gaps were palpable on store shelves, leaving consumers frustrated and seeking alternatives. Delivery mechanisms that once thrived under a well-oiled system now appeared sluggish. It became evident that the delays in product availability were not merely circumstantial. They reflected a deeper inefficiency within the operational framework. As time passed, these issues compounded, creating a ripple effect that impacted customer satisfaction and loyalty. In addition to inventory shortages, rising costs associated with transportation and logistics further strained financial resources. The once competitive pricing strategy faltered as operational expenses escalated. This misalignment with consumer expectations, combined with the inability to replenish stock swiftly, diminished the once strong brand reputation. Competing entities capitalized on these vulnerabilities, offering seamless supply chain solutions and faster delivery options. The contrast became stark in this evolving market, where agility and responsiveness dictated success. Faced with mounting pressure, the fading company struggled to reclaim its former prestige. An endeavor that unraveled with disheartening predictability. The once trusted name in home appliance sales expanded its offerings to include repair services, believing this diversification would capture a larger share of the consumer market. Initially, the potential appeared promising, yet miscalculations regarding market demand soon became apparent. Consumer preferences shifted rapidly towards convenience and immediacy, favoring on-demand services over traditional repair models. They sought solutions that were not only efficient, but also reflected a new era of digital accessibility. This region witnessed a gradual decline in interest as competitors adopted agile strategies that met the needs of an evolving customer base. Feedback indicated that many were dissatisfied with service delays and inconsistent quality, further diminishing confidence in the brand. The fading company struggled to adapt its operational framework, leading to a disjointed experience for customers seeking reliable home services. Communication breakdowns plagued the service division, leaving technicians overwhelmed and underprepared for the demands of an increasingly impatient clientele. The gap between expectations and reality widened. The once thriving initiative faltered, revealing cracks in the foundation of a company that had once set industry standards. Gradually, the once revered home service offerings fell into obscurity, reflecting the broader struggles facing the entire enterprise. The decline became particularly evident in the year 2017, when the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. This decision marked a pivotal moment, underscoring the myriad challenges that had accumulated over decades. Mounting debt and a shifting retail landscape contributed to a gradual erosion of consumer confidence. As shoppers increasingly gravitated towards online marketplaces, the fading company struggled to adapt to evolving preferences, leaving its brick-and-mortar stores vulnerable. Decisions made in prior years began to crystallize into a series of consequences. The once prominent catalog, a hallmark of its innovative approach, was relegated to history, failing to transition into a digital age that favored immediacy and convenience. This stagnation in adaptability was accompanied by a diminished presence in physical locations, with numerous closures signaling a retreat from the marketplace. The bankruptcy served as a stark reminder of the disconnect between legacy operations and modern consumer expectations. Employees faced uncertainty as restructuring plans unfolded. Communities surrounding these retail locations experienced economic ripple effects, with diminished foot traffic impacting local businesses. Suppliers, too, found their stability threatened, caught in a web of unpaid invoices and changing contracts. In the aftermath, the company's identity shifted, becoming emblematic of a broader narrative about the fragility of once thriving retail giants in a volatile economic climate. Media coverage played a pivotal role in shaping public perception of the retailer. Headlines chronicled its fall from grace, often fixating on the closure of stores and layoffs. Each article and broadcast painted a portrait of decline, contributing to a growing sense of inevitability regarding its fate. Analysts dissected the company's missteps, attributing its struggles to a failure to adapt to the changing landscape of consumer habits. These narratives spread rapidly, reinforcing a collective skepticism about its ability to recover. The tone of reporting often reflected a broader societal disappointment, as this once beloved entity became synonymous with failure. Observers noted the stark contrast between past innovations and present struggles, highlighting the disconnect between consumer expectations and corporate reality. In this environment, the media became a vehicle for public sentiment, amplifying concerns over its relevance in an age dominated by e-commerce. As store closures became frequent, the narrative shifted towards an exploration of loss, not just of jobs, but also of a cultural icon that had once defined American retail. Analysts speculated on the implications for competition and the future of brick-and-mortar shopping. This coverage contributed to a self-reinforcing cycle, where public perception influenced consumer behavior. New leadership strategies emerged as attempts to revitalize the fading company, which had once been a titan in retail. Fresh executives, armed with ambitious visions, sought to reinvigorate the brand and reconnect with a disillusioned customer base. These initiatives often revolved around restructuring operations, enhancing digital presence, and reimagining product offerings. Investment in technology aimed to streamline inventory management and improve customer experience. It involved implementing data analytics to better understand consumer preferences and behaviors. This region, once bustling with eager shoppers, became an environment where marketing campaigns emphasized nostalgia, aiming to evoke memories of a once thriving shopping experience. In-store renovations attempted to create more inviting atmospheres, featuring layouts designed to promote exploration and engagement. Despite these efforts, the execution often fell short of expectations. The lingering shadow of declining foot traffic created a paradox. While strategies aimed to draw customers back, many remained indifferent, reflecting a broader shift in retail habits. Financial resources were allocated toward e-commerce platforms, recognizing the necessity of adapting to changing market dynamics. Partnerships with third-party online retailers were formed, hoping to reclaim relevance in an increasingly competitive digital landscape. Even with these strategic pivots, the underlying challenges persisted, overshadowing the innovative efforts that were meant to breathe new life into this once dominant entity. Legal battles emerged as a significant chapter in the decline of this retail innovator. Bankruptcy filings marked a tumultuous shift, exposing vulnerabilities that had long been masked by a facade of stability. The court proceedings unfolded in a manner that highlighted the complexities of creditor claims, drawing attention to the tangled web of debts and obligations. In these proceedings, it became evident that many stakeholders, from suppliers to landlords, were left grappling with the fallout of mismanagement and declining sales. Navigating through the labyrinth of legal requirements, the failing company found itself at the mercy of an intricate financial architecture. Creditors sought to reclaim their dues, while the organization struggled to maintain operational viability amidst mounting pressures. Liquidation strategies were considered, revealing the stark reality of dwindling assets and the value erosion of a once cherished brand. As negotiations unfolded, the atmosphere became charged with uncertainty. The bankruptcy court served as a battleground where competing interests clashed. Each hearing, a reflection of the collective anxiety surrounding the fate of this entity, underscored the fragility of its existence. The echoes of legal discourse reverberated through the corridors of this region, a testament to the profound impact of financial distress. Consumer preferences began to evolve, shifting towards experiences and personalized offerings. This transition marked a significant departure from the once dominant big-box retail model. The once bustling aisles of massive stores lay empty, as shoppers sought more intimate and curated engagements. It became increasingly evident that customers favored niche markets, where individualism and tailored experiences took precedence over one-size-fits-all approaches. The gradual decline in foot traffic illustrated a pivotal change in the landscape of retail. Shoppers gravitated towards specialized boutiques, online platforms, and artisanal businesses that promised uniqueness and authenticity. The vast expanses of retail giants felt less welcoming, overshadowed by the allure of local craftsmanship and bespoke services. This preference for the specialized not only disrupted giants like Sears, but also redefined the competitive landscape. As financial reports began to reflect dwindling sales figures, the implications of this shift became undeniable. The once esteemed retailer struggled to adapt, caught in a cycle of underperformance and misaligned strategies. The expansive inventory that once symbolized abundance now appeared overwhelming and irrelevant to a generation that valued the curated over the commoditized. In this evolving marketplace, the outdated paradigms of retail began to crumble, leaving behind remnants of a bygone era. The quiet resignation of a fading company stood as a stark reminder of the relentless march of change in consumer behavior. The fallout from bankruptcy reverberated through the once thriving stores, leaving a landscape marked by uncertainty and despair. Employees, many of whom had dedicated decades to the company, faced abrupt layoffs that shattered their livelihoods. The atmosphere within these abandoned aisles grew heavy with the weight of lost opportunities and severed connections. Long-standing relationships between coworkers dissolved as they navigated the sudden shift from stability to instability. Pensions, once a cornerstone of the company's promise to its workforce, now hung in a precarious balance. many employees were left grappling with the unsettling reality that their hard-earned benefits could vanish, much like the retail giant itself. The sense of betrayal permeated this region as individuals pondered the implications of their lifetime investments in a company that had once represented security. This decline extended beyond the employees to the surrounding communities, where local businesses that relied on the traffic generated by the retailer began to falter as well. Families felt the ripple effects as incomes dwindled, further eroding the economic foundation of the area. The once bustling shopping districts endured a stark transformation, with empty storefronts standing as solemn monuments to the consequences of corporate mismanagement. The reverberations of this decline touched every corner of the organization, leaving a legacy of loss and disillusionment. The franchise model emerged as a potential lifeline, an attempt to revitalize sales in the face of dwindling consumer interest. This strategy aimed to leverage local market knowledge and entrepreneurial spirit, introducing a network of independent operators to the brand. It was envisioned that these franchisees could inject new energy and personalized service into the fading company, appealing to a customer base increasingly seeking unique shopping experiences. The initial results were promising, with some franchise locations reporting higher foot traffic and enhanced community engagement. Individual owners often tailored their inventory to local preferences, creating an illusion of responsiveness that the corporate structure struggled to maintain. This localized approach seemed to breathe life into sterile store layouts, making each outlet feel more relevant to its surroundings. Despite these early successes, a systemic disconnect persisted. Franchisees faced challenges that stemmed from corporate policies and supply chain issues, which often undermined the operational flexibility they required. The financial strain of maintaining franchise standards weighed heavily on many operators, leading to a series of closures that further eroded brand presence. As these independent shops shuttered their doors, the illusion of resurgence faded, leaving behind vacant storefronts and a retreating customer base, emblematic of the broader struggles enveloping this once dominant retailer. The emotional toll on customers became palpable as iconic stores closed, lingering memories transformed into a haunting echo of nostalgia. Families who had once gathered to browse the aisles found themselves navigating barren corridors, the absence of familiar sights a stark reminder of what once was. These locations served as community hubs, offering not just products, but experiences interwoven with the lives of generations. As the final sales signs appeared, loyal patrons felt an unsettling mix of disbelief and sadness. They recalled the excitement of purchasing back-to-school supplies or the joy of holiday shopping. Each departure left a void, a sense of loss that transcended mere transactions. The comforting familiarity of knowing where to turn for household necessities and seasonal items gradually dissipated, replaced by uncertainty. Communities reacted with a mixture of resignation and longing, expressing grief for what these stores represented. The closure of one prominent location triggered discussions about the changing landscape of retail, sparking memories of better days when bustling aisles and friendly staff were constants in their routines. This emotional resonance became a collective narrative, encapsulating the sorrow of a bygone era. In the aftermath, remnants of these establishments remained as silent witnesses to a shifting paradigm, where once thriving retail giants struggled to adapt to evolving consumer behaviors, leaving behind echoes of their former glory. Attempts to modernize came with ambitious rebranding initiatives, aiming to rekindle interest and relevance in a rapidly changing market. These efforts often involved redesigning store layouts, refreshing logos, and introducing new marketing strategies intended to attract a younger demographic. Yet, the allure of innovation proved fleeting, as the initiatives did not resonate with consumers who had already shifted their loyalties elsewhere. Management decisions were frequently met with skepticism, and the disconnect between the brand's storied past and its envisioned future became increasingly apparent. The stores, once bustling with life, now stood as stark reminders of the disconnect between aspiration and reality. Merchandise was updated in an attempt to reflect contemporary trends, but it often fell short of meeting the expectations of a discerning customer base. Advertising campaigns sought to evoke nostalgia, leveraging fond memories of the past while simultaneously trying to position the brand as a forward-thinking option. This duality, however, only served to confuse consumers, who found it difficult to reconcile the brand's history with its current offerings. Digital platforms were embraced, yet the transition was sluggish, leaving many potential customers unengaged. Each initiative, while well-intentioned, reflected a fundamental misunderstanding of the rapidly changing retail landscape. The once dominant force found itself unable to adapt to the digital revolution that reshaped consumer behavior. Competition surged as newcomers embraced technology, offering convenience and a personalized shopping experience that this fading company struggled to replicate. Outdated storefronts stood as relics of a bygone era, their aisles lined with products that no longer resonated with a new generation of consumers. The absence of innovation became increasingly evident in the lack of an online presence, a critical oversight that left it vulnerable to competitors. As e-commerce platforms flourished, the physical stores became hauntingly quiet, echoing the decline of the brand that once epitomized the American shopping experience. Management decisions faltered, often prioritizing short-term profits over long-term strategy. The once revolutionary catalog delivery service faded into obscurity, supplanted by the immediacy of digital shopping. Customer loyalty waned, leaving a void that was not easily filled. Legacy systems grew cumbersome, unable to support the agility demanded by modern retail operations. In this stagnant environment, the brand struggled to find relevance. It became increasingly clear that the failure to evolve would. The role of loyalty programs contributed significantly to the decline of this once prominent retailer. Originally designed to foster a sense of belonging and reward frequent shoppers, these initiatives began to misalign with the evolving needs of consumers. As the retail landscape shifted toward rapid, personalized experiences, the outdated frameworks of rewards became less appealing. This lack of alignment fostered a growing disconnection between the company and its customer base. What was once a simple reward system transformed into a cumbersome process, alienating casual shoppers who sought immediate gratification rather than accumulating points over time. The promise of loyalty became a burden, creating frustration rather than fostering commitment. They failed to recognize that consumers desired not merely discounts, but meaningful engagement and seamless experiences. Instead of enhancing customer relationships, these programs devolved into a series of bureaucratic hurdles, which further diminished the appeal of shopping within their stores. In a landscape where competitors embraced innovative loyalty strategies, this fading company clung to antiquated notions of consumer allegiance. As frustration mounted, many loyal patrons diverted their attention and spending elsewhere, seeking brands that understood their evolving preferences. The impact of this misalignment reverberated through sales figures, illustrating the profound consequences of neglecting the shifting tides of consumer expectations. The legacy of a once iconic retailer serves as a cautionary tale in the landscape of commerce. Founded in the late 19th century, its innovative approach reshaped consumer habits, introducing a catalog model that brought products directly to households. This pioneering spirit established a strong foundation, yet the evolution of market dynamics caught it off guard. Strategies that once thrived became obsolete, leading to a gradual erosion of market share. Decisions made in boardrooms failed to anticipate the rapid shift towards digital shopping platforms. While competitors embraced online retail, they remained anchored to traditional storefronts, resulting in a stark decline in relevance. The consequences of this oversight extended beyond mere financial loss. They marked the disintegration of a cultural institution. This region, once bustling with shoppers, now bears witness to lifeless storefronts and vacant lots. Lessons learned from this narrative emphasize the need for adaptability and foresight in a volatile market. Stagnation, once an unthinkable scenario for such a giant, highlights the critical importance of responsiveness to consumer needs. The Fading Company reminds current and future retailers to cultivate a culture of innovation and agility. Preserving the essence of a brand while embracing change is paramount. The story of this retailer encapsulates the delicate balance between legacy and modernity, urging vigilance in navigating the unpredictable currents of commerce. Shifting consumer behavior played a pivotal role in the decline of this once innovative retailer. As preferences evolved, a significant segment of the populace gravitated towards online shopping, seeking convenience over the tactile experience of browsing store aisles. The emergence of e-commerce platforms disrupted traditional retail paradigms, diminishing foot traffic and eroding customer loyalty. Economic factors further complicated the landscape. Recessions and fluctuating disposable income affected spending habits, pushing consumers to prioritize value over brand loyalty. This region, once bustling with shoppers, now bore witness to empty storefronts and lingering echoes of past transactions. Promotional efforts, once met with enthusiasm, became increasingly futile as competitors adapted swiftly to changing demands. The rise of discount retailers contributed to the erosion of pricing power, compelling this company to engage in aggressive discounting strategies. Margins tightened, and profitability became elusive. Response to shifting expectations often lagged behind, resulting in missed opportunities to capture emerging markets. As consumer sentiment soured, the psychological impact on this institution became evident. Trust eroded, and with it, the foundation upon which customer relationships were built. The once revered brand, now perceived as outdated, found itself struggling for relevance in a landscape characterized by rapid change. This decline was not merely a reflection of mismanagement, but rather a complex interplay of economic realities and evolving consumer preferences. The impact of corporate culture on employee morale and productivity played a significant role in the unraveling of this retail innovator. A once vibrant environment, characterized by a sense of community and shared purpose, gradually eroded under the weight of uncertainty and change. Employees found themselves navigating a landscape marked by layoffs, restructuring, and an increasing emphasis on cost-cutting measures. Amidst these unsettling shifts, feelings of disillusionment spread through the workforce. Loyalty diminished as employees perceived a lack of investment in their development and well-being. This atmosphere fostered disengagement, leading to a decline in productivity that further exacerbated the company's struggles. Leaders who once championed innovation became preoccupied with short-term financial metrics, sidelining the importance of nurturing talent. The disconnect between management and staff grew as communication faltered and trust eroded. Teams that once thrived on collaboration became isolated, leading to a stagnation of ideas and creativity. As employee morale waned, customer interactions suffered. The once reliable service that characterized this retailer gave way to indifference, further alienating a customer base that had begun to seek alternatives. This shift in corporate culture, marked by a pervasive sense of uncertainty, became one of the many factors contributing to the decline of a once great institution. The landscape of retail underwent a transformation, driven in part by globalization. Manufacturing decisions shifted from domestic factories to overseas production, drawn by the allure of reduced costs and increased profit margins. This change led to a gradual erosion of control over quality and supply chains. the reliance on distant partners created vulnerabilities, as fluctuations in international markets could directly impact inventory and pricing strategies. Labor practices in these new manufacturing regions often came under scrutiny, exposing a contrasting narrative between corporate values and operational realities. This disconnect manifested in consumer perceptions as ethical considerations began to influence purchasing decisions. As these sentiments grew, the fading company found itself distanced from its customer base. Disruptions in logistics became commonplace, with delays and inconsistencies affecting the availability of products. The once reliable supply chain faltered, leading to empty shelves and dissatisfied customers. The inability to adapt to these challenges only deepened the perception of decline. Meanwhile, competitors who embraced nimble strategies thrived in the new global environment, drawing customers away. The shift toward online retail further accelerated this trend, as the fading company struggled to keep pace with innovative rivals. The consequences of these manufacturing decisions created a ripple effect, further entrenching a cycle of decline, as the organization grappled with an identity that seemed increasingly at odds with the realities of the global marketplace. This struggle for identity coincided with the rise of digital transformation, a phenomenon that swept through the retail sector, altering consumer expectations and business operations. While competitors swiftly adapted to the online marketplace, the fading company lagged, trapped in a model that had once defined its success. Websites emerged, offering convenience and a breadth of options that drew consumers away from traditional brick-and-mortar experiences. The reluctance to fully embrace e-commerce reflected deeper issues within the organization. Initial attempts at digital integration were half-hearted, lacking the strategy and investment necessary for meaningful change. Departments operated in silos, with no cohesive vision to guide them through the complexities of a rapidly evolving landscape. Innovation was stifled, as leadership failed to recognize that the essence of retail was transforming before their eyes. As a consequence, it became increasingly difficult to attract a new generation of shoppers who sought seamless online interactions. Competitors harnessed advanced technologies like artificial intelligence and data analytics to enhance customer engagement, while the fading company remained ensnared in outdated practices. This inability to pivot not only eroded market share, but also diminished brand loyalty. The once revered name now stood as a cautionary tale in the annals of corporate history, a reflection of the perils of neglecting change amid a dynamic retail environment. The emergence of Sears' hometown stores represented an attempt to recapture a dwindling market presence. These smaller, localized franchises sought to provide a tailored shopping experience, catering to community needs while promoting the Sears brand. This initiative aimed to create a more intimate connection with customers, emphasizing personalized service in an increasingly impersonal retail landscape. Despite initial enthusiasm, challenges arose. Many franchises struggled with inventory management and the accessibility of corporate resources. The pressure to maintain competitive pricing while upholding quality standards often resulted in a delicate balancing act. Some store owners found themselves navigating complex corporate policies, which, at times, stifled creativity and hindered their operations. In certain regions, these stores garnered a loyal customer base, revitalizing interest in the brand. Local promotions and community engagement fostered a sense of belonging, yet these successes were sporadic. The inconsistency in management practices across different locations created disparities in customer experiences. While some stores flourished, others faced closure due to mounting financial pressures. The mixed success of this venture underscored the difficulties of implementing a one-size-fits-all model in diverse markets. The original vision of revitalization became overshadowed by the broader decline, reinforcing the notion that adaptation and innovation were vital for survival. As the years progressed, the once celebrated reputation for quality began to erode. Customers who once relied on the durability and craftsmanship of products found themselves encountering a troubling decline in standards. This deterioration, evident in both merchandise and service, became a defining characteristic of the fading company. Declining quality control led to increased customer dissatisfaction. Shoppers, disillusioned by subpar experiences, began to seek alternatives. The marketplace, once dominated by this retail innovator, evolved while it struggled to keep pace. Competitors capitalized on these lapses, offering products that not only met but exceeded the expectations of discerning consumers. As quality checks faltered, the ramifications rippled throughout the organization. Employees, disheartened by the shifting priorities, faced pressures to meet sales targets rather than uphold standards. This shift in focus left many feeling disconnected from the core values that had once propelled the company to prominence. Merchandise displays that had once showcased reliable products transformed into shelves filled with items that lacked the assurance of quality. The once proud brand, synonymous with household essentials, gradually became associated with disappointment. The loss of trust marked a significant turning point as customers began to associate the fading company with mediocrity rather than innovation. The erosion of customer trust reverberated through various channels, particularly impacting relationships with suppliers. Once a dominant player in the retail landscape, it found itself in a precarious position as negotiating power shifted. Suppliers who once eagerly competed to work with the retail innovator began to reassess their partnerships. The decline in consumer confidence led to a diminished demand for products, prompting suppliers to reconsider their reliance on this increasingly uncertain entity. With dwindling sales figures, the fading company faced pressure to squeeze costs further. In response, suppliers were compelled to adjust their terms, seeking more favorable deals to mitigate their own risks. This created an environment characterized by tension and distrust. The urgency to maintain profitability often overrode the principles of collaboration that had once defined these relationships. As it struggled to remain relevant, suppliers became wary of the long-term viability of their partnerships. Those who had once celebrated the opportunity to showcase their goods in its expansive stores now hesitated, and this hesitation further eroded the once robust supply chain. Inventory shortages became commonplace, leaving empty shelves that reflected the broader malaise within the organization. In this evolving landscape, the balance of power shifted decisively, and the foundational ties that once bolstered its success began to fray, leading to an increasingly unstable operational framework. Political and economic policies exerted a profound influence on the retail environment. Regulations surrounding labor, taxation, and trade transformed the operational landscape. Decisions made in distant offices often rippled through supply chains and impacted pricing structures. These changes created an atmosphere of uncertainty, compelling retailers to adapt swiftly or risk obsolescence. Economic downturns further strained the fragile fabric of this sector. Consumer confidence wavered, leading to reduced spending and an increased focus on value. Customers gravitated toward retailers that promised affordability and convenience, further eroding the customer base of those unable to pivot effectively. This region witnessed a gradual shift in consumer behavior as loyalty waned in favor of price sensitivity. Government policies aimed at stimulating growth sometimes fell short of their objectives, leaving companies scrambling to navigate through inefficiencies. Subsidies designed to support struggling businesses often failed to reach those in dire need, creating a widening chasm between the successful and the faltering. The retail giant found itself at the mercy of these external forces, responding with increasingly desperate measures. The culmination of these influences manifested in a series of store closures and bankruptcies, signaling the end of an era. The once dominant presence diminished, overtaken by nimble competitors who thrived in an agile market. The remnants of its legacy now stand as a reminder of the fragile nature of business in an unpredictable world. Damage control efforts emerged as a critical component in addressing the public perception of this fading company. Corporate communications teams initiated a series of strategic campaigns aimed at restoring consumer trust and reinvigorating brand loyalty. Messaging focused on the storied history of the retailer, emphasizing its pioneering role in American commerce and the sentimental value it held for generations of shoppers. These initiatives also included community engagement programs designed to re-establish connections with local markets. Limited-time promotions and nostalgic advertisements sought to evoke fond memories while encouraging foot traffic to remaining stores. The objective was clear: to rekindle a sense of familiarity and warmth amid growing uncertainty. As these campaigns unfolded, challenges persisted. Frequent missteps in execution led to consumer skepticism. Public relations efforts were often overshadowed by ongoing financial struggles, laying bare the disconnect between the intended message and the reality of the company's declining fortunes. The narrative of revival was met with mixed responses, as loyal customers grappled with the stark transformation of their once-beloved shopping destination. Leadership changes further complicated matters. New executives brought fresh perspectives, but also introduced unfamiliar strategies. This tension between legacy and innovation created a complex landscape where the efforts of public relations teams, while earnest, largely fell short of countering the overarching narrative of decline. The struggle to maintain relevance in a fast-evolving retail environment continued. Community engagement once defined the essence of thriving retail establishments, fostering deep connections between businesses and consumers. Over time, this crucial bond weakened. Local outreach initiatives dwindled, leading to a palpable sense of detachment. The once bustling shopping centers echoed with the absence of familiar faces. Customers who had relied on the personalized service and local knowledge found themselves navigating a landscape increasingly dominated by anonymous transactions. The loss of connection was not merely a matter of diminished foot traffic. It symbolized a broader disengagement from community values. Former patrons remembered a time when retail spaces served as community hubs, where relationships flourished over shared experiences and face-to-face interactions. These interactions had fostered loyalty and trust, essential components for any business endeavor. With the rise of online shopping, the warmth of local engagement faded, leaving a cold void. It became evident that the emphasis on efficiency and expansion compromised the very fabric of these interactions. The fading company struggled to adapt to shifting consumer expectations, which now prioritized convenience over connection. This shift led to a decline in customer retention, as individuals gravitated toward competitors who offered not just products, but a sense of belonging and community. Efforts to reconnect proved insufficient, creating an enduring chasm that would further entrench the corporate decline. The final years saw a gradual yet inevitable retreat from the retail landscape. Locations that once buzzed with activity now stood eerily quiet, their shelves increasingly barren. Customers who had once filled the aisles began to dwindle, leaving behind a haunting emptiness where vibrant exchanges once flourished. The closing of stores became a frequent occurrence, as it became evident that the fading company could no longer sustain its vast network of retail outlets. In this region, the final doors were marked by sales and discounts, an attempt to lure back a clientele that had long since moved on. These efforts, though well-intentioned, were met with indifference. Remaining employees navigated the sterile environments, executing their tasks with a sense of resignation, shadows of the once proud workforce. The decline also marked the disintegration of brand identity. it became increasingly difficult to recognize what the company stood for amid the struggling attempts to adapt. Leadership changes brought new strategies that did little to stem the tide. The aftermath of bankruptcy left a distinct void in the retail landscape. Once a titan, it became a cautionary tale for others in the industry. The stores, once bustling with customers, now stood vacant, their signs faded and peeling, offering a stark reminder of the past. Shuttered locations dotted the region, each representing lost jobs and a shift in consumer habits. In many communities, the closure of these stores created a ripple effect, impacting local economies reliant on the foot traffic they once attracted. Remaining outlets struggled to adapt, facing mounting competition from e-commerce giants that had redefined consumer expectations. These entities offered convenience and a wider selection that traditional retail could not match. This shift revealed a fundamental change in shopping behavior, as customers increasingly favored speed and efficiency over browsing the aisles of a department store. Real estate once dedicated to retail now languished, with some spaces repurposed for new ventures, while others fell into disrepair. The physical remnants of the fading company served as a testament to a bygone era, prompting discussions about the future of retail. As chains sought to reinvent themselves, the landscape evolved, marked by a focus on experiential shopping and technology integration. This transformation, driven by necessity, showcased the resilience of the industry, even as it mourned the loss of its once great innovators. Financial losses mounted as the decline became evident. Shareholders, once buoyed by optimism, confronted the stark reality of diminishing returns. The value of investments eroded, leaving many grappling with the implications of this steady downturn. Dividends, once a reliable source of income, dwindled or vanished entirely, deepening the sense of disillusionment among those who had faithfully supported the enterprise. Amidst this upheaval, confidence wavered. Meetings became fraught with tension as stakeholders sought answers, yet the responses were often vague, steeped in corporate jargon that failed to mask the underlying issues. The promise of a robust recovery seemed increasingly unrealizable, and speculation about the future took root, feeding anxiety and uncertainty. Balance sheets reflected a troubling trajectory, revealing mounting debts juxtaposed with plummeting revenues. Investors watched as competing retailers embraced innovations that further highlighted the fading relevance of the once dominant player. This erosion of trust transformed loyalty into resentment as shareholders pondered the choices that led to this deterioration. The emotional toll was palpable. Longtime supporters, who had witnessed the evolution of the brand from its pioneering days, found it difficult to reconcile the company's legacy with its present reality. The once bright prospects gave way to a somber acknowledgement of failure, leaving an indelible mark on both the financial landscape and the hearts of those who had invested in its vision. Opportunities exist for future retailers to glean insights from past missteps. The fading company serves as a case study in the importance of adapting to changing consumer behaviors. An initial reluctance to embrace e-commerce contributed to a gradual erosion of market share. Recognizing the digital shift is essential in today's retail environment. It becomes clear that a strategic pivot towards online platforms can no longer be an afterthought. Attention to customer experience also reveals itself as a crucial aspect. The neglect of store environments and the diminishing quality of service eroded brand loyalty over time. Fostering a culture of customer centricity with attentive staff and engaging physical spaces emerges as a vital lesson. Retailers must prioritize creating connections that resonate with their clientele. Financial prudence is yet another takeaway. A pattern of excessive debt accumulation led to instability, making it difficult to weather economic downturns. Maintaining a balanced approach between expansion and financial health is key to sustaining operations. Innovative product offerings and responsiveness to market trends are also essential. Stagnation can lead to irrelevance, emphasizing the need for continuous evolution. The remnants of this regional giant stand as a reminder of the delicate balance required in the retail sector, highlighting that failure to adapt may result in a similar fate. Each misstep, a lesson for those willing to learn. The importance of agility in business strategy becomes evident in the context of this fading company. Once a titan in retail, it struggled to adapt to the rapid evolution of consumer preferences and technological advancements. The landscape shifted dramatically, with competitors embracing e-commerce and innovative marketing strategies. While others pivoted, they remained tethered to outdated practices, leading to an erosion of market share. This region, once adorned with bustling storefronts, now stands as a testament to missed opportunities. The inability to respond effectively to the digital revolution resulted in a deepening divide between expectations and realities. As consumers turned to online platforms, the stationary approach of this retailer became increasingly untenable. The reluctance to embrace change created a vacuum that competitors eagerly filled. Inventory management, supply chain optimization, and customer engagement all became areas of neglect. With each passing quarter, the gap widened, and the urgency to adapt grew more pronounced. Industry leaders understood that flexibility was key, while this company remained ensnared in its legacy systems. The lessons from this decline serve as a haunting reminder of the essential nature of responsiveness in the modern marketplace. Business strategies must evolve in tandem with societal shifts, or the consequences can be dire. The once great entity now stands as a relic, a cautionary tale echoing the significance of agility. This relic serves as a stark reminder of the evolving landscape of consumer expectations. Over the decades, shoppers have shifted from valuing mere availability of goods to seeking personalized experiences and immediate gratification. Traditional models of commerce, once adequate, now falter under the weight of contemporary demands. The rise of technology has transformed interactions. Consumers now expect seamless integration across platforms, rapid fulfillment, and an ability to curate their shopping experiences. The emergence of digital marketplaces redefined convenience, compelling retailers to adapt or face decline. In this region, the shift has been palpable. Physical stores, once bustling centers of commerce, have diminished in relevance. Patrons increasingly gravitate toward online options that provide ease and efficiency. Retailers that failed to embrace this digital transition found themselves at a disadvantage, struggling to retain loyalty in an era where choice is abundant. This phenomenon reflects broader societal changes, where immediacy has become a fundamental expectation. The fading company demonstrated an inability to pivot effectively, leading to a disconnection with its customer base. What was once a stronghold of retail innovation now reveals the stark reality of stagnation. As competition intensified, a failure to recognize these shifts in consumer behavior solidified its decline, illustrating the importance of adaptability in maintaining relevance. The consequences of Sears' inability to adapt to changing consumer preferences have left a lasting imprint on the landscape of retail. Lessons emerge from this decline, emphasizing the critical nature of resilience in an ever-evolving marketplace. Retailers now face a landscape where digital transformation and customer experience dictate success. Those who cling to antiquated business models may find themselves in a similar predicament. Innovators in retail have begun to prioritize agility, embracing technology to enhance their offerings. This region has witnessed a surge in e-commerce, with companies leveraging data analytics to anticipate consumer needs. The importance of personalizing shopping experiences cannot be overstated, as consumers now expect tailored interactions that resonate on an individual level. In stark contrast, the fading company failed to harness its vast data resources or innovate its shopping experience. Successful retailers recognize that resilience entails not only adapting to current trends, but also proactively anticipating future shifts. This prescience is crucial in a market where consumer preferences can change overnight. The remnants of the once dominant brand stand as a reminder that stagnation can lead to obsolescence. New entrants are redefining the standards of engagement, proving that adaptability is an essential component of survival. In light of these insights, the retail sector continues to evolve, shaped by the lessons learned from historical failures.